Okay, I'm going to make a video on the Big Bang. Somebody asked me an interesting question about the Big Bang. Now, there's a little bit of meta, what we call meta, involved with this, because I also have a troll, you might have seen some of his comments, who's been insisting that I talk about first causes, which, pretty much is bullshit, first causes. And I haven't answered, even though it's a topic I would normally answer something like that. I mean, I'm looking for topics for videos, so I often have room for that kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure he's not actually interested in the answer. I think his goal is to get me to behave, just to get me to do something. Now, he's manipulated me possibly into doing that, and I've manipulated him into finally demanding something of actual interest to me, to make a video on a topic that is the kind of thing I talk about. But if anything, it's made it take longer because I didn't want to do it if he was the only one asking, or really him to think he even played a part necessarily. Though in the end, of course, he plays a certain part. But some other people have asked me specifically in my argument that real knowledge is proved by demonstration and convincing others can't do it. I was asked, well, how would you ever know something like the Big Bang? And it matters what you think you know about the Big Bang. Now, here's the deal. The Big Bang is well supported. But to me, we'll never know our origin. We'll never have particular knowledge of our origin as such. When we know something like the Big Bang, what we really know is that it is as if there was a Big Bang. When we know about procreation and how you're created by your parents, all we really know is that it's as if you were generated that way. Right? Because there's the ultimate thought experiment on this, is often in theistic arguments. A god or a computer programmer or whoever created this world or however it came about to be could have done so all in a moment. 30 seconds ago, everything could have been recreated. All the evidence that you were the offspring of your parents, your memories, and so forth. Okay. So all we really know is that right now it's as if there was a Big Bang, meaning, well, if there was a Big Bang, there should be a temperature in the cosmos, a background temperature, and there is, and so on and so forth. So will we ever know the origins? No, Now the search for these origins is funny because a lot of people that endorse analytics believe that analytics has this as a question in it, but really, no, it's a principle in itself. The idea that there has to be a first cause, that something has to have a beginning, that in itself is taken axiomatically. That's not a part of cause and effect. That's the funny thing. Well, everything has a cause. Yeah, but inductively, taking the cause and effect principle, that cause has to also be an effect of previous causes, right? So inductively, you don't really expect a first cause, right? Because the law of cause and effect, as we understand it now, all of the forms, from Newtonian through to some weird quantum ones you want to invent, imply that, no, there isn't a first cause, or if there's a first cause, it certainly comes from elsewhere than logic, because logic simply says, no, you probably always have to have some sort of predecessor, some initial state that was an effect of something else, further cause. Now, more practical terms, speaking in terms of the shorthand of saying, yeah, well, it looks like there was a Big Bang, and that it's as if there's a Big Bang. The thing about time-space, especially the whole history of the universe, is that it's kind of funny. Now, I used to think that if we had a Big Bang, just by the cyclic logic and principle of conservation kind of ideas, there probably was a big collapse. But now it looks like, the universe is expanding faster and faster. Now, maybe they'll slow down all of a sudden. Who knows what'll happen? We don't understand enough why it's doing that to even predict that. However, right now, it looks like, it might just keep expanding forever and dissipate, become frozen from end to end. But there will be black holes, and things will be falling into these black holes. And that's strange, because it could be that you can time travel, but when you time travel, everything's ripped up into its, quark level or below energy states. It's ripped up in it, and all of the information is erased. So you can travel back in time, the matter does, but you couldn't take information with you. So if you travel back in time, all of your matter would be broken down into its energy, and it's really the energy that would go through. And you would lose the information that allowed you to reassemble that energy as yourself on the other side. In which case, perhaps, everything falling into a black hole goes back to this original point. Maybe there's only one singularity, and it's singular in that sense as well, because it shares the quantum state with all of the other matter that's been ripped down to its basic level, and it's pure energy. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying I can imagine a way that it's as if there's a Big Bang, when in reality it's not the kind of beginning that we normally think, because it's sort of a perpetual beginning. Matter from the end of the universe is piped back into matter from the beginning of the universe. Okay. I'm not saying I think that's the case, but often we argue by, well, it could only be this way because I can't think of another way. Well, I could think of a way that it is as if there was a Big Bang and all of the predictions of the Big Bang will be true, but in reality, it's sort of a perpetual moment in four-dimensional or higher dimensional time. Okay. Now, anybody that's been asking for explanations about first cause has now got it. So they're in the position of reacting to that. And we will see if the point was merely to get me to make the video, or if the query was at all sincere. If the query was sincere, then it's possible to take a step and take a positive part in the conversation and once again ask sincere questions, or at least attempt to be sincere. But I don't suspect that'll be the case. If you're a big Andy Kaufman fan, the ultimate troll, I wish he'd lived long enough to get online and use the internet, which is a natural medium for his kind of comedy, if you ask me. But it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. But the thing is, the beauty of his genius was that he got people to pay for shows in which he trolled the people that had come willingly. So that's different than being a mime, for example, that just follows people around in the street with no talent, but except for the ability to be in your face and constantly steal attention. Andy Kaufman earned his attention, even though he would abuse the attention you gave him. Like, he got up on stage and just slept one time. People did not think they'd paid for a very good show. Of course, Andy Kaufman thought that was hysterical. Somehow he did that well enough that it worked out. I could respect emulating that, even though he was genuinely annoying. I mean, there's things that were annoying about him, and I wouldn't have wanted to pay for a show of his and had to face that kind of thing. But you really need to do it fully, if that's the case, if that's the way you're going. Better to simply reply now. But if you do so, you should do so only when it's on topic, say in a comment that is in your own video. Because see, this is what's happened. YouTube added a feature where you could search for comments, but you really shouldn't use that to make off comments, verbal gadfly presence manipulations. All right. Cheers.